Konnichiwa, minasan! Welcome back for another round of One Piece. Last segment, we had the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny, sort of. Now, what we had was the useless kids running around in the forest, Kaya nearly offing herself, and Luffy having a big fight with Kuro while Zolo and carried Usopp into the forest to rescue Kaya and the kids from Michael Django. And the trees were busy oohing everybody. So yeah, I'm enjoying the story, but my gosh, man, that's just really stretched. When you're talking about stretching it out, that was really stretching it out. Hopefully, well, I know that's asking too much of a shonen to not stretch out the fights for so many chapters, but hey, you know what? This is One Piece. One Piece has been awesome so far, and yeah, I can't wait to go get through this set and see what the next arc is going to entail. So, without further ado, everybody, let us get reading. One Piece by Eiichiro Oda, Chapter 40, Usopp's Pirate Crew. Luffy is slamming Captain Kuro headfirst into the ground. All the pirates staring out in horror and shock at what was about to happen. Luffy gritted his teeth as he pushed downward. Kuro, barely able to scream in pain, when suddenly his head struck the ground and his glasses flopped onto a rock with the sound of a tink. And there they were, in the rubble, as the pirates watched on. He did it! He beat Captain Kuro, Kuro off the 1,000 Planets, the man who outfoxed the Navy. He really did it. He trounced Kuro. Oh, yeah! They all screamed out as Kuro laid on the ground, out cold with blood dripping off the side of the temple of his head and his mouth, and opened up in shock, and his eyes rolled back as he laid out cold. Luffy spoke. Dude, I'm like Monkey D. Luffy. You think I let a pirate who gave up his name and quit the sea beat me? Nah. I showed him what righteousness looks like. Yeah. A real pirate would die before he'd do either of those things. Luffy, that don't ring no bells, the pirate said. You all better remember that name then, because it's righteous. And someday, I'm gonna be the king of the pirates. Luffy smiled as he stood before Captain Kuro's lying, partially dying carcass. His pirate crew, immediately went to shock. Is he Arnold? One of them said. And suddenly, Luffy grabbed Kuro by the head, flung him like Piccolo did Gohan, and right down the slope towards the pirate crew. Take your garbage with you, dude. Make sure you recycle as well. And don't ever come back. The pirate crew immediately scrambled, picking up the dead, picking up the injured, and screamed, running away with a loud yar. Luffy stood still, his heart pumping rapidly, blood pouring out of his wounds, and he collapsed, only to be caught by a black-haired Nami. Ah, good job. I don't know why my hair turned black, but good job. Oh, okay. I see. That's Luffy's hair. The pirate screamed out. Ah, so even the mighty Luffy, thanks from bloodlust, would have made you so mad. I hate him, dude. They're no good. They're just a bunch of fake pirates, not like us.
Oh.
Nami sat down with a bag of treasure on her lap, holding Luffy's straw hat up.
Well, they're all pirates. What did you expect?
A steak will be nice.
Of course. Ugh.
Meanwhile, back in the forest of trees, Solo sheathed his sword. He wrapped his wound up on his arm and tightened it. He started walking away quietly, like a true hardcore badass. And Django laid on the ground flat, staring up at the sky as his hat smoldered in smoke. And Usopp smiled happily.
Can we keep this a secret? Everything that happened here?
And the kids screamed out,
Secret, right? Why would you want to do that?
"We fought hard to save the village."
Everyone would never you'd be the hero. Usopp,
Kaya said.
they should know what you did.
What I did? Who'd believe the town liar saved the day?
Usopp smiled.
Anyway, that's history. No need to worry about the townsfolk. This tech was unusual. Pirates hardly ever bother to raid out of the way villages like ours. That knowledge makes everyone here feel safe.
Usopp said to the kids.
Why ruin their peace of mind?
And the kids were shocked, bloodied, beaten, broken glasses, unable to process what he was saying. Kaya still sweating from the poison that she's been ingesting.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. It was just another of Usopp's lies.
Usopp,
I can't force you, but I'll take this little pendulum from Django and I'll hypnotize all of you.
no way. That's dumb. Yeah, and I'll do it. If that's what's best for the village, I'll do it too. Me too. You don't have to hypnotize us. I'll carry out the secret to the grave. Yeah.
Kaya, will you?
I will.
She said with a soft smile and loving eyes, wishing that she could do more for him, in more ways than one. Meanwhile, at the village, the birds are chirping and just looking out at the crowd below and just bowing, all sorts of stuff. The townspeople woke up, and they're like, "What? It's already 7 o'clock.
Oh dear, we overslept. That's odd. Usopp didn't wake us. I wonder what he is today.
Strange, I can't seem to get motivated," the cigarette smoking man said while reading the newspaper.
Time for work, dear.
Yeah, work, but Usopp hasn't raised his ruckus yet.
Mom, isn't the liar coming today? Not now, honey.
That liar fool still hasn't shown up. Maybe I was too hard on him yesterday.
He'll turn up eventually. Pepper, the day's still young and you're already filthy. Go wash those clothes. Okay, Mom. Yeah.
Pepper ran out as he was hit upside the head with a giant pot or pan by his abusive mother.
Carrot, have you seen the frying pan? I want to beat you over the head with that. And then fry some eggs. Raw eggs are better. Over hot rice? Yuck. And you broke your glasses again, Onion.
Onion's mom said, pointing at him and slapping him around a bit.
So sorry, Mom.
And back at the cliffside, over by the shore,
Thanks.
Usopp smiled as blood continued to gush down his entire head and face and nose, and apparently unhealed.
I owe you guys.
He stood at the top of the slope looking at Luffy, still tending to his wounds, and Nami enjoying her bag of treasure, and Zolo just being so cool and hardcore, laying on the side of the road.
Without you,
Usopp said.
I could have saved the village.
"What are you talking about?" Zolo said with a smile. "It was all you who made it. You made it." "Me too, dude," Luffy said, still feeling the pain of his wounds.
Oh, who cares about the village? We got the treasure.
Nami hugged with a big smile on her face.
Haven't survived all this,
Usopp said with his hands on his hips, and everyone listening on.
I've made a decision.
"Huh, dude?" Luffy said, looking back up. I know who's saying that one. Oh, okay. What do you say? After such a harrowing ordeal, Mary said with a big smile as his wounds were being dressed by Kaya. You want to pretend that nothing happened?
Will you do it?
What a big-hearted young man. I mistook him. He thinks that will be for the best for the villages. Do you agree with him, Miss Kaya?
If Usopp will do it, I'll do it too.
Kaya said as she continued dressing Mary's wounds. Very well. I'll back you up all the while.
And Mary, I have one more request.
Too easy. Back at the forest of trees, the kids stood before Usopp at attention.
Captain Usopp, what do you want to tell us?
Listen up, my mighty pirates. You men fought bravely, stupidly but bravely. Against Kuro's raiders, you all could have died, but it would have been an honorable death, and you brought honor to the name of the Usopp Pirates. As your captain, I'm very proud of you, that you all attempted to die for what was right. So 5 years ago, when you were 4 years old, we formed our pirate brotherhood for some weird reason. And this has been our most glorious hour, and in no way was it ever creepy. That makes it all the harder for me to say this. I'm going off to sea alone. I'm going to become a real pirate, and you can't come along because you're too young. You're a bunch of kids, and you need to play with kids and not with grown men like me. See?
Usopp smiled, and the kids just stood there in shock.
What, Captain?
Those 3 young pirates inspired me. I'm leaving this village. I don't need you kids anymore. I'm going with adults. And for one good reason. The Jolly Roger beckons me.
Usopp declared as he clenched his fist into the right before them.
That's a lie. It's one of your tall tales. This is very fitting. You learned the village, Captain. Where become arrested pirates.
Thanks for everything, man. I don't need to explain a dang thing. It's an adult decision. And I'm an adult and you're kids. And I'm not going to say goodbye to the villagers either. They could go F themselves. Just give them my best middle finger.
No, don't do this. Don't give them the middle finger. Don't go, Captain. The middle finger's not worth it.
Do you remember this place? It's where we first met, surrounded by trees.
And the flashback ensued.
Hey, Lion Man. Don't call me that.
Don't call me that.
But you're famous for telling lies. Yeah, you're famous.
All the children told the very young Usopp.
We want to hear your stories.
Oh, very well. From this day on, call me Captain Usopp, and you 3 will be Usopp's pirate crew, because we got nothing better to do than to hang out with 4-year-olds.
Huh?
You heard me?
That's kind of weird that you pointed out that we're 4 years old and you're gonna hang out with them.
Yeah, those were good times, right?
Usopp said as the flashback continued.
It's Cerberus! Pursue him!
Capture the dragon!
Usopp chased down a giant lizard while the kids chased down a puggy dog. And then they all cheered him on after he hit a bullseye with his slingshot.
Ah, Captain, 100 out of 100.
I'm a brave warrior of the sea. Abrolthus, run as the hideous fruit-selling freak.
Oh,
Man, what are your ambitions?
Usopp said in the present day.
to run a tavern, to be a master coroner, to write novels.
You must swear each and every time to keep the fire of those dreams alive. Sniff.
Sniff, sniff.
Ew. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Each of the kids and Usopp were complete and totally soaked in a waterfall of tears and snot, trying to not cry like little babies because they think they're men.
I hereby declare Usopp's pirate crew,
Usopp yelled out into the air,
disbanded! Now go home.
Okay, sure, bye.
To be continued. One Piece, Chapter 40 by Eiichiro Oda. One Piece by Eiichiro Oda, Chapter 41, To the Sea. Luffy decided to ram his fist down his mouth despite based on the fact that he can stretch. The sound of doom shocked everyone as he reached in and grabbed whatever was in his mouth out. It was a fishbone. Ugh, dude, I got it out. Oh my gosh, I almost choked on that. Of all the things I could have died from, fishbone. Solo spoke. You need to work on your fishbone eating technique. I know, dude. I mean, jeez, how embarrassing it would have been. King of the Pirates dying to a fishbone.
I've got news for you two. Normal people don't eat this pot.
Well, the food's gone. Shall we go? I guess, dude. Luffy continued munching on the fishbone. And the door opened with a loud creak. And there was people talking with the words of Jabba Jabba and blah blah.
Oh, I found you.
Hey, Miss Kaya, dude.
Shouldn't you be recuperated? You've been poisoned too much. Your body must have been being pain. Oh, I'll be fine. My illness was for the past year. Was caused by the shock and sadness of losing both my parents. Oh, what kind of excuse is that? Usopp brought my spirits up, but I can't depend on others forever. Anyway, you three need a ship. Isn't that right?
Dude, are you gonna give us a ship? Oh wow, dude, that's righteous. Meanwhile, at a small house at the top of the hill, Usopp packed up the rest of his stuff.
Oof. Woo, that's everything.
And he collapsed onto the bed, exhausted, as his whole entire house is devoid of all property, and everything was stuffed into one big, giant bag 3 times his size. He stared up at the ceiling with a big smile on his face.
Goodbye, whole house. What?
It turned out he couldn't get out of the house, for the house was too big for him to bring out of the house.
Darn, what the heck, it won't fit.
And Usopp used with all his might, with all his strength, with all his power.
And after all the effort it took to pack it,
he ripped open the front of his house into pieces and flew into the air.
oh!
And he turned into a rolling ball until he crashed into the tree.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Usopp nursed his wounds as his old wounds reopened and blood poured out of his forehead.
That's nothing. Just a taste of the adventures that await me. Life is great.
Usopp said as he gathered up all of his things that was sprawled across the ground and restuffed them into the big bag. At the shoreline, the waves crashed into the rocks. The birds flew in the sky, the clear blue sky, with the clouds indicating the wind is strong. There stood Mary in front of a giant ship. It was beautiful. It was pinstriped on one of the sails, with a goat on the as its headpiece, a large anchor and a cannon aimed forward, as well as to the side. And Mary just waited very patiently, as the crew smiled and shot, "Wow, dude! Wow!
Oh, it's a carnival.
Wow! Righteous! You're real good." Mary spoke. "Behold, she's not the newest model, but I designed her myself. She's a caravel with a jib and a essential stern rudder. I present to you the Marigo." "Are you the ones who helped Usopp chase away the Black Cat pirates? I thought you'd be taller." Mary said, in shock as everyone continued to celebrate what they got. And Luffy threw his fists up into the air. You're really gonna give us this ship, dude?
Yes, please take it.
Kaya said, righteous. Mary approached approached Luffy. I'll explain the rigging, he said. First, regarding the adjustment of the yard with the clue garnet. Luffy suddenly had a question mark looming over his head.
Ah, you're wasting your breath with those two. Talk to me.
Dude, what a great ship. I could do all kinds of stuff, like cook dog and have some beef. Oh yeah.
I've stocked it with everything you might need at sea.
Kaya said with a smile on her face. Thank you, dude. You're sure adding insult to injury, Miss Kaya. Try adding icing to the cake, moron. Solo crossed his arms and looked away in disgust at Luffy's poor idiom. Whoa! Everyone heard the scream and looked up the hill. They saw a ball rolling right towards them. Stop me! Usopp yelled out as he barreled his way towards everyone.
It's Usopp.
Whoa! Oh, what's he up to now, dudes? Oh, we should stop him. He might damage our ship, and we don't want it sinking in the sea already. And the two of them together, Zolo and Luffy, used their feet to stop the whole rolling. And their feet pressed hard into Usopp's face. Thanks! Usopp said. I did. Moments later, as the winds started to pick up more, Kaya spoke to Usopp.
You really are going out to sea?
I am,
Usopp said.
I have to act before my resolve weakens. Don't try to stop me.
He looked away in the fake dramatic pose.
I won't. I had a feeling this would happen. Good riddance.
What?
Nothing.
Oh well. You couldn't stop me anyway. When I come back,
He said with a smile.
I'll have even taller tales to tell you. Only they'll be true.
Good. Honesty is the best policy, and I'll be looking forward to it.
You guys are take care. See you around.
Dude, why?
Huh? Why? That's not very friendly, since we're all pirates might cross paths someday.
Quit babbling and get on board, Solo said, pointing at the deck.
Huh?
Dude, we're a team, aren't we? Luffy said.
What?
Usopp processed it for a moment. His eyes suddenly grew wide and sweat poured down. And with a big jump in the air, he screamed out,
Yeah! I can be the captain!
No way, dude, Luffy said, towering, leaning over the side. I'm the captain here. You're not righteous enough to be one. And as the merry-go sailed down to sea, catching the first wind, Usopp's old pirate crew, 3 kids, watched them set sail.
There he goes, the captain. Yeah, but hey, he's with those guys, so I'm not worried. Yeah, they really care. But that's Dad. He's always wanted to be a pirate. Downford would be sad when we tell him. Who would have died? The captain sure made a lot of fun around here. I have an idea. What is it?
And
Mary?
Kaya said as she watched the ship sail out further into the sea. Yes?
It's a hard life. It's hard to lie.
Kaya said. About Cloudor?
No.
She smiled. Oh, about that. So, you did want to stop Usopp from going. Miss Kaya, long ago the villagers told me a story about when Usopp was a young boy. Not long after his father went off to sea, he lost his mother too.
Oh. Oh!
It was the day before she passed away. She was wasting away on the brink of death when Usopp came shouting, Pirates are coming! Pirates are coming! Stop that, Usopp. You mustn't shout. The doctor screamed out as he stopped Usopp from screaming at his mother's ear.
That ship has returned.
Usopp screamed with a smile and tears welling up in his face.
He's come back fresh, but he said when you get better, he'll take us to sea with him. So,
Usopp, don't say such foolish things, Usopp.
Usopp's mother said, as sweat covered her entire body, and she struggled to speak.
Your father's not coming back. But, Usopp, I'm glad I married your father. I want you to grow up to be brave and strong just like him.
don't talk like you're gonna die. You're never gonna die. You're gonna live. You're gonna live. Then you hear about the medicine, the wonder medicine. It can cure any illness. It's in a land across the ocean.
Don't be silly, boy. Such loud tales. Listen to me. If I pass on, you must.
I don't care if I'm silly. Don't talk about that. I need you. I need your mama. Daddy went out to get cigarettes and he said he'll be back. But if you hold out longer, he will be back. I want to keep dreaming.
Usopp said as tears completely covered his entire face, and he pulled out a fake smile.
I'm the son of a pirate. Pirates are coming.
In the present day, Mary lowered his head a bit. He continued to shout that warning, perhaps in despair, long after his mother died. He hoped that one day the ship carrying his father would appear off the coast and take him away. And that night was his strongest desire. Kaya wiped away her tears as she continued listening on. Living in this village, having lost both his parents, I suppose he had to create his own hope. You'll have to be strong from now on. You can't let him down after all that he did, Mary said, looking down at her with a smile. And she smiled back.
I know.
Meanwhile, out in the sea, on the merry-go, everyone celebrated with one loud cheer. Hooray! Here's to a new ship and new friends.
Yeah.
And they all drank beer. Meanwhile, back at the village, the trio of kids all looked at each other, ready with their plan. Here we go. Are we ready? Are we really going to do it?
Yeah, bet. We gotta continue the captain's work.
And as the kids prepared, Kaya spoke in the narration.
Mary, I.
What is it, Miss Kaya?
I'm going to become a doctor.
Splendid. A most worthy goal. And the kids ran off screaming, Pirates are coming! To be continued. One Piece by Eiichiro Oda, Chapter 41. One Piece by Eiichiro Oda, Chapter 42. Yosaku and Johnny. It's a beautiful day on the sky as the calm seas guided the merry-go, and the winds were in their favor. Luffy stood before everybody with the can paint near empty and a giant flag in his hand, shaped of a skull and crossbow with a straw hat on it. He screamed out, "Dudes, it's finished! Blah, ha, 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 ha. Luffy's pirate flag! Ha ha ha! I already had the emblem thought up and everything, dudes. Does it look righteous?" Emblem? Said Zolo.
This guy is a little low on design sense,
Usopp said with his mouth agape and a fly flew into it.
What is it, avant-garde?
A pirate flag ought to inspire terror, and this is pretty scary. You like it, dudes, huh? Dudes, is it righteous? Come on, tell me, dudes, is it totally righteous?
Your painting stinks, Luffy. Let me try,
Usopp said. And moments later, Usopp reveals a flag of a skull and crossbones mimicking his face with a slingshot on it. And Luffy and Zolo slapped him upside the head, screaming, "That's not our emblem! That's not our emblem!" Moments later, moments later, Nami smiled and said,
Good, I like it.
That about does it.
"It looks like a new flag." "That's great, dudes. Let's paint it on the sail too." It was the same. It was a new and improved flag of Luffy's skull with the straw hat on it. Usopp smiled with the smiled in joy at the success.
I've been drawing things on walls for years. I'm a man of many talents.
And there it was, the sail with Luffy's skull and crossbone emblem on it, with the flags furled out on the masts.
There, it's complete. Our pirate ship, the Amerigo, is ready.
And Nami and Usopp flopped onto the ground, exhausted and tired, with empty paint cans all around.
Phew, I beat.
And that's when the sound of a boom happened. Huh? Solo's attention. The sound caught Solo's attention. There we go. Solo noticed Luffy firing a cannon off. "What are you firing at?" "That rock, dude. It's cannon practice. Gotta make sure we hit with righteousness. But this thing doesn't shoot right for some reason." Luffy planted his hand on his forehead to look out further.
That's silly. Let me try.
Usopp said, "Hit that rock over there, dude."
Okay. Judging from your first shot, this should do it.
Usopp adjusted the cannon, and he let it rip. The cannon flew across the water and struck the middle of the rock, splitting it in half. "Wow, dude, you hit it on your first try. You must be some awesome marksman."
I am a marksman, and I hit it on my first try. Wow. See? Didn't I tell you? I always hit what I aim at. If you're impressed, just call me Captain.
"Nah, dude. I'll call you our sharpshooter." "Yeah, that's the perfect title. Sharpshooter Usopp. Yeah." Down in the mess hall, they're all having dinner and discussing things.
Okay, you could be Captain for now, but if you ever show cowardice, I'll take over in a heartbeat.
"Fine with me, dude. That's never gonna happen." "I've been thinking, guys. There's still one position we need to fill before we reach the Grand Line."
This jolly has all the equipment. I'll do it for the price.
"Good. That skill's essential for a long voyage." "Then it's agreed, dude. Pirate ship must have."
A musician.
Amy. A pirate ship must have. Oh, I see. Sorry. I didn't notice the hook there. All right, let's repeat that. "Good. That skill's essential on a long voyage. Then it's agreed. A pirate ship must have a musician." "Are you nuts? I thought you were going to say something smart from us."
This is piracy, not a pleasure cruise.
Pirates have
to sing, dudes, don't they?" And the sword was unsheathed. Well, that was quick. Huh. Okay, we got one guy out here. I don't know who this guy is. But we're gonna give him a voice. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. What voice haven't I done yet? fight dogs. There we go. Oh yeah. Let's see. Commilton fight dogs. I'll murder a lot of you. What's this, dude? And outside on the deck, a strange guy was kicking barrels all over the place and breaking things. Luffy stepped out the door and screamed out, "Hey, dude, who are you? You're being outrageous. What's it to you?" I don't know who he is. Who am I, dude? Yikes! Luffy jumped up into the air just as the mysterious guy swung his sword. How many? Zolo said inside as he just relaxed with his swords at the ready.
One, I think.
Let Luffy handle it then. And Luffy landed on the ground behind this mysterious swordsman. He looked back. The swordsman had on shades with a Japanese kanji on his left cheek. He was pure anger and his vein bulged. I've claimed the bounty on the walls. Wait a second. No, it's still the same voice. No. Let me try something different. Dang, I can't remember. I can't remember the voice I did. It can't be the same thing. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out here. Come out and fight. No, because that's the same voice. Let's see. Come out and fight, dogs. I'll murder the lot of you. I've claimed the bounty on the world's most infamous pirates. No, how dare you nobodies. Nah. How dare you. Nah. Oh, no. I've claimed the bounty on the world's most infamous pirates. How dare you, nobodies? How dare you, nobodies? Oh, you know what? Just for this one. Oh no, but I might want that for another character. Yeah. Man. Oh, there we go. Current voice. Okay. All right. Let's redo this.
Come on, big dogs! I'll murder the lot of you! Yeah!
Hey, dude. Who are you? Luffy said, stepping outside as he watched this mysterious person break through the barrels and destroying the property on the deck.
What's it to you?
Who am I, dude? Yikes. Luffy screamed out as he jumped into the air as the mysterious swordsman sliced through the banister above him. Inside the galley, Solo chilled on the floor and just asked one simple question: how many? Nami replied,
One, I think.
Then let Luffy handle it. Luffy landed on the ground, on the floor, with his back turned to the mysterious guy. The mysterious guy looked back at him with shades, with very, very thin shades, and a kanji on his cheek, vein bulging on his forehead.
I've claimed a bounty on the world's most infamous pirates. How dare you nobodies try to kill my partner? No!
Partner, Luffy said as he squatted down and ready to make his strike. Who? Where, dude? You're not righteous. Luffy clutched the guy's head, flipped up into the air. He pulled his whole body back. Sorry, dude, but I can't let you wreck. Luffy's back connected with his opponent's back. Our ship! And he flipped him right into the wall with full force. Blood gushed out of the mysterious swordsman's mouth.
Oh!
And he completely collapsed onto the ground.
A hair's breadth from death.
Hey. That straw hat, Luffy's straw hat landed right onto his fingertips. And Luffy sat down, listening with a simple question. What the heck was all that about, dude? Zolo opened the door. Huh? Well, I'll be. It's Johnny. It's alright.
Huh?
Johnny looked up and saw Zolo looking down at him from above.
Zolo, my brother!
What's going on? Where's Yosaku? Zolo said, looking down at Johnny below.
That's just it! Oh, Zolo knows him.
Usopp said from behind the window.
I wonder, who is he?
Nami asked. Luffy stood there listening on.
Listen to me! Yosaku is dying!
Moments later, Johnny explains.
He was fit as a fiddle until a few days ago. Then he went pale and started passing out. I don't know what's wrong. His teeth are falling out and he's bleeding from old scars.
Huh. Well. Oh, okay. I didn't notice the small ship next to them. Got it. Everyone stood over Yosaku as he clutched his wound and breathing in absolute pain as blood gushed out of it.
I didn't know what to do,
Johnny said.
so I went to get some rest and think on that rock.
And suddenly, Usopp and Luffy mouths dropped in horror when they realized what had happened, and a couple of flies flew to their mouths.
Then one of you shot a cannonball at me.
And together they said, "Forgive us."
That's history. Forget it. What good are apologies anyway?
They were horrified at his response. Johnny's tears dripped down onto Yosaku's dying body.
Our reputation is growing. Pirates fear the names Johnny and Yosaku. He's my trusted partner. We've hunted pirates together for years. My brother's he's gonna die. Oh!
Solo watched on in shock, and Nami screamed out,
Don't be stupid.
"What the heck, Nami?" Zolo looked back at her with a scowl on his face.
How dare you make light of my partner's death?
Johnny said, gripping onto his sword, looking back at her. Nami pointed her thumb at Luffy and Usopp.
Luffy, Usopp, there are limes in the galley. Squeeze some, bring me the juice.
Okay, dude.
Limes?
Yosaku said as Usopp and Luffy ran up the stairs and went to get the limes. Moments later, Usopp held up Yosaku's head as Luffy drowned him in lime juice. Nami said,
It's Kahavi. There, with luck, he should recover in a few days.
Really, sister?
Johnny screamed out.
Don't call me that. I'm not your sister. We're not even related. And a generation ago, scurvy was the bane of sailors. But it's simply caused by poor nutrition. Fruits and vegetables are out on long voyages.
Wow, dude, you're like a doctor. That's righteous.
I always knew you were a brilliant woman. Always.
These are the basic things you should know if you expect to survive at sea, morons.
Nami yelled out at Luffy and Usopp. And then they got back. And suddenly Osaku got back up. Sorry about the lime juice. Good job, brother.
You're not well enough to dance either, you fools.
And it was introduction time.
Introduction time. I'm Johnny.
I'm Osaku. My brother Solo's old bounty hunting partners. Pleased to meet you. I don't know how to thank all of you. I was sure goner. Maybe I shouldn't have been wearing this Naruto headband to begin with.
I still can't believe it. Pirate Hunter Solo is a pirate.
And suddenly Yosaku gurgled out blood and coughed it all out and collapsed onto the ground.
Oh, Yosaku!
To which a very frustrated and angered Zolo screamed out, "Lie down and rest, you fools!" To which Yosaku did, and blood poured out of his nose and mouth. Moments later, Nami asked,
Not anything.
"A long voyage on the high seas is fraught with hidden dangers."
These guys would be dead if we hadn't come along,
Usopp said with his hands behind his back, leaning on the mast.
We still need someone who could transform the ship's stores into something edible. A ship's cook.
But to which Luffy remained silent. Nami agreed.
He's right. It's an absolute necessity.
Okay, dude, we'll look for a sea cook. Luffy smiled with his tongue sticking out. What good is a ship without decent grub?
Brother!
Speak, Johnny. Carefully.
If you need a cook, I know where you can find one. But whether he'll join up with you is another matter.
An ongoing restaurant. The crew smiled gleefully.
It's 2 or 3 days sailing from here. Be careful. It's near the Grand Line. Some rough customers frequent that place. Brother, they say even that Hawkeye you were hunting goes there.
And Solo's eyes widened at the sound of that notion.
I'll guide you there if you want.
Yeah, dude, please. And Solo's smiles started turning into nervous sweats. And so Luffy and the crew set out, accompanied by Yosaku and Johnny, and sailed north, bound for the ocean-going restaurant. To be continued. One Piece, Chapter 42, by Eiichiro Oda. Alright, that was actually pretty good. It finally ended. Thank goodness. It finally ended. It all finally came to an end. Oh my gosh. Right here. The end. The whole thing was over. Good job, Luffy. Good job, Luffy. That was a good finish. Just body slammed him right into the ground. And we all had and then we just finished off with a coda. We found out the truth about poor old Usopp and what happened to his mother. He set himself up to go away and decided to sail out to the sea. He bid farewell to all these kids in the most hilarious thing imaginable. This is such a silly drawing by Oda. Oh my gosh! Just look how detailed that is on there. It's it's hilarious. I gotta say, it's real funny. But yeah, so everything got wrapped up nice and neat. We got to learn a lot of truths in these next two chapters. The townspeople are completely unaware and oblivious to what really happened, which is, oh my god, so ridiculous. Very ridiculous. And ultimately, Miss Kaya was able to hook them up with their own ship as planned. Usopp, now that he officially disbanded, decided to go out to sea on his own. Again, this is a great introduction to the merry-go. I like this whole setup here. This is a very nicely done panel. Very nicely done with Mary there, introducing us to the whole thing. Nicely drawn and detailed ship. Very, very elaborate. Very well detailed. You know exactly where everything is at. You got the main cannon at the front, the side cannons. You got the headpiece and everything. The mast with Mary's head on it. It's just silly. Made out of wood, interestingly enough. I mean, it looks like there's barrels on top of barrels on top of barrels. That's a nice little shortcut to do the mast. Very good, very good. I like that. I like that. Of course, Luffy's mouth down here with the wow. That's ridiculous. It's very ridiculous. But nevertheless, it did result in Usopp joining the crew, having silly moments. I don't know what it is though, because now I'm gonna have to bring up the live action, because he's a little bit more competent here in the manga, rather than the comic relief that the live action depicts him. I can't wait to get into the anime because I want to see how he's depicted in that one, because Usopp really has some good acumen. But I'm getting a little bit ahead here, because here we get his backstory and we find out from Mary that his dad went out to sea and his mother went ill, and so he ended up losing both his parents. Even though we know his father is with Longshank's crew, the fact that Usopp was stuck all by himself, and that the reason why he was doing the pirate call, screaming that there's pirates, was because of the loss of his mother. And so he's thinking his father's coming back. I like that way better than in the live action, by comparison. I like this one better because that really, to me, makes a lot of sense. They really underplayed Usopp. Like we didn't find out until the very end of the show his motivation in that case. So yeah, basically I like this depiction of Usopp way better in the manga than in the live action, and I would like to see the anime when I get to finally see the anime, see exactly how Usopp is depicted in that, because I'm very interested in that one. But ultimately, Kaya set a goal for herself. Usopp made sure the kids didn't forget their life goals, as is the theme, of One Piece and Luffy's wish. You know what I'm saying, to encourage everybody to pursue their dreams and defend their dreams, and such. And Miss Kaya decides that she's gonna become a doctor, which is a nice end for her story. And a good end, the kids decided to continue the legacy of Usopp by running out screaming the pirates are coming. They'll grow out of it eventually. But I hate to say it, though. I find it very, very weird that Usopp, I don't know how old Usopp is, but I do find that very weird. That that he's with these three kids, and he's been with them since they were 4. When that was a little weird. I mean, I know it's shonen, but Usopp is drinking beer. I think I'm not sure if that's beer he's drinking on here. I don't know if that's beer drinking, but yeah, I'm glad they cut the whole thing out. Not only did it drag out those kids fighting Django, yeah, there was just a whole lot of things to that. That was just oh yeah. But nevertheless, at least it ended nice and neat. And we got our setup chapter here. Yosaku and Chani, we got introduced to 2 new characters. I'm not sure if they're going to be joining the crew or not. That'll be interesting, but it will be... I really hope not, because, I just pulled up random voices on these 2. Like, I couldn't think. But we find out that, here, Usopp is a sharpshooter. And he's very competent with regards to the whole ship sailing thing, the whole shipping thing. Like, he knows... Yeah, it's very weird that, that they minimize Usopp's role in the live action, again, to make those comparisons. I still want to see the anime. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again, people. But nevertheless, we got introduced to Yosaku. He's got some good fighting acumen. Very Yakuza vibe. He's a pirate hunter. I wish I want to see more pirate hunters in this. Not just only here. You know what I'm saying? Not just in this sequence here. Which was pretty good, all things considered. This was pretty good. Setup and artwork, the throw and everything. Very simple, very straightforward. Really like how Oda showed the entire motion here of Luffy's little stunt move here, counter move. Very rare you see that in action in a lot of comics, honestly, especially with Marvel comics. They don't go like this type of animated, like showing you frame by frame how this whole move works. I really like this approach that Oda is going with. But we find out, about scurvy, another danger to sailing, and pretty much we get our setup ultimately that they're gonna go to the ongoing sea, which I would have to the ocean going restaurant, which I'd have to assume is Sanji. It's gonna be the introduction of Sanji. So I already got his voice set up. But if Yosaku and Johnny gonna stick around, then that's gonna end up being their voices permanently. Kermit voice and the Zoidberg voice. But we'll see. We'll find out on the next set of chapters as to how the I like that. Just downing that line down as downing that line. That's pretty hilarious. But we're gonna find out in the next set of chapters what's gonna happen with the restaurant, and we're gonna go from there. All right. So thank y'all for joining. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, follow. You know you want to. If you're interested in contributing to the channel, head on over to my Patreon, which you'll find on the link here or down in the comment section below. If you're interested, if you want to check out the live streams, head on over to my live multi streams at Twitch and Kick, where I do my Let's Read manga for One Piece, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're interested in reading novels, head on over to Amazon and Barnes & Noble and pick up a copy of The Impossible Man, a strange fantasy novel written by me, available at right now. If you're interested, it's a very fun book. Thank you all. Thank you all for everything. Comment down below and share your thoughts. I already said that. Well, do it anyway. What do you think? What do you think about these 3 sets of chapters? Let us all know. So, with that said, I wish you all a good night, buenas noches, and oyasumi nasai.